Hi, today we're looking at multiplication and division. We're going to look at two different strategies today. The first strategy we're going to look at is repeated addition, because essentially multiplication is repeated addition and division is repeated subtraction. So we're going to look at that. But instead of having the plus signs repeated over and over again, when we talk about multiplication, we talk about times symbols. Instead of having subtraction symbols, we're now talking about the division symbol. So we're just changing the symbols to make multiplication and division sentences, but essentially multiplication is repeated addition and division is repeated subtraction. So let's have a quick little look. This is level 1. So level 1, we're actually looking at repeated addition and a repeated subtraction. I'm going to put a times tables here. What? 3/8. What does 3/8 mean? Well, 3/8 mean there are 3 lots of 8. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, this is the way in year 2 and in year 1 we looked at how we were expressing a times tables. And this is what it means. It means it's 3 lots of 8 and they're added together. So we've got 8 plus 8 plus 8. Let's write that down. 8 plus 8 plus 8. Now, what we've got to do is, when we're doing repeated addition, we actually have to add these up one at a time to work out what the answer is. So here we've got 3 times 8, which is 8, 8, 8. And I've written it in a different way. Instead of doing pictures, I've now got numbers. So let's add this together. And I love doing hoops because it shows my thinking. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 8 is 24. So I know the answer to that problem is 24. 3/8 are 24. And this is doing it through repeated addition. Let's try another one. Let's do 4 lots of 3. Let's start out. I'm not going to do the drawing anymore. I'm just going to go straight to the numbers. And this is how I want you to lay it out if you choose to do level 1. So we need to do 4 lots of 3. So it means I have to write 3 4 times. So let's write it 4 times. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. I've got it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's now put our equal sign in and let's add these up. What's 3 plus 3? 3 plus 3 is 6. What's 6 plus 3 is 9. What's 9 plus 3 is 12. So I know that 4 times 3 is 12. With this sum, if I did the turnaround and I did 3 times 4, this is how it would look. I'm now focused on the 4. I've got to write the 4 3 times. So here we go. 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals. I've got 4 written 3 times. So I'm going to add 4 plus 4 plus 4 to get the answer. So if I did 4 plus 4, it would be 8. And 8 plus 4 is 12. And because this is the turnaround, they have the same answer. So this is repeated addition. So when you're given something, or you're given a page today, when you see your page today, you will see in red a whole lot of 4 multiplications that you're going to do repeated addition, and you're to write it out like this. So the times tables there, the multiplication sentence there, the equals, and then you're repeating one of the numbers, how many times it says by the first number, and then you're adding it up to get the answer. Always really good to do the hoops. Now, division is a little bit different. So let's have a look at division. Here's a division sentence. Let's focus on this one. Let's show you how I would do this number sentence, but as a division. So 12 divided by 3. When I do a division, I have to subtract. So I have to start with my 12. And now I'm going to start subtracting 3. So I'm going to slowly do this to work out what the answer is, and I'm going to see then, I'm going to count how many times I had 3, and that will be my answer. So 12 take away 3 is 9. I'm going to do another take away 3 because I've got to get to 0. 9 take away 3 is 6. I'm not at 0 yet, so I've got to take away another 3. So I've got 6 take away 3 is 3. I'm going to take another one away, because 3 take away 3 is going to give me 0. So now I've reached 0. I can now count up how many times I used my 3. I used it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lots of 3. So my answer to 12 divided by 3 is 4. And I've shown you how to subtract each time 3 to get the answer 4. So let's do another one. What about 9 divided by 3? Let's start with 9, because we have to have a 9, and I'm going to take away 3. So again, 9 take away 3 is 6. I'm going to need to get to 0, so I need to take away another 3. 6 take away 3 is 3. I'm not at 0 yet, so I'm going to take away another 3. 3 take away 3 is 0. So I know that. I'm going to count up my 3's now. 1, 2, 3, 3. Okay, so 9 divided by 3 is 3. Let's do one more. Let's do 16 divided by 2. So again, I have to start with 16, because that's the number I'm starting with, and I've got to break it up into a whole lot of 2's. So let's do take away 2. So 16 take away 2 is 14. 14 take away 2 is 12. You need to take away another 2. So 12 take away 2 is 10. I need to do another takeaway, which is going to give me 8. 10 take away 2 is 8. Another 2. 8 take away 2 is going to give me 6. I'm going to need to take away another 2. 6 take away 2 is going to give me 4. I need to take away another 2. 4 take away 2 is 2. Now, my lucky last one, I'm going to have 0. So now I need to count up all the 2's, because I've reached the 0 on my hoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. So I've got 8. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. So when you have your 3 division number sentences, that is how you will break it up when you're doing level 1 repeated addition and subtraction. So you will start with 21 and you will take away 7 until you're at 0. Then you're going to count up how many 7's you had, and that's your answer. So this is repeated addition level 1. Okay, we're going to look at level 2 now. Now level 2 I think is less cumbersome than the repeated addition. So what you're going to see with level 2 is you're going to be looking at numbers which are greater than 12, numbers which are higher than the 12 times tables, and how we're going to break them up successfully. So this is how we're going to do this. So level 2, the only difference between level 2 and level 3 is level 3 we're working with hundreds, and level 2 we're just working with the tens numbers, but there is 100 number at the end just to challenge you. So see how you go with that. So this is the way we're going to look at this. So the first one I'm going to do is let's do 7 times 13. So knowing this is a split strategy method, so we're definitely going to split up our number 13. So we're going to split it into a 10 and we're going to split it into a 3, because 10 plus 3 is 13. Let's put our equal sign down. Now, what I've got to do is I have to multiply 7 with 10 and I have to multiply 7 with 3. So let's do that. 7 times 10 and 7 times 3. So I've still got my 13 here. And now I'm multiplying 7 with 10 and 7 with 3. So I've just written it in a different way to make this number sentence, this multiplication sentence, a little bit easier for me. So breaking it down is working really well. So now I'm going to do this. 7 times 10 is nice and easy because 7 tens are 70. It's a 7, 7 ones are 7 with a 0 dropped in. So 70. 7 threes. Now, if I don't know what 7 threes are, I can use my multiplications table. I can look in my 7 times tables or my 3 times tables. I'm going to look in my I'm going to look at my 7 times tables. 7 threes or 3 sevens are 21. So I'm going to write 21 here. Now, I am going to get the answer by adding these two numbers together. And I know that if I've got nothing and 1, I've got 1. And if I've got 7 and 2, I've got 9. So my answer is 91. Let's do another one. Let's do 6 times 14. Oh no, 6 times 15. Let's do 6 times 50. So let's do this. I'm going to break up my 15 into a 10 and a 5. I'm going to write that down again. 6 times 10. So I've done the 6 times 10. Now I'm going to 6 times 5. 6 times 5. Let's do the equal sign. 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 5, if I don't know what 6 times 5 is, I can do either the 6 times tables or I can do the 5 times tables. 5 times tables is nice and easy. 6 5s are 30. So I can use my times tables if I don't know them. 6 5s are 30. Let's add these two together. Well, I've got a 0, nice and easy, no units, and my two 10s, I've got a 6 and a 3, and I know that 6 and 3 is 9. So my answer is 90. Let's do a different one. Let's do 6 times 22, something a little bit bigger. I'm going to break up my 22 into a 20 and into a 2. I'm going to write it out again. 6 times 20, looking at that one, and I'm sure I'm going to do 6 times 2. 6 times 2. Let's put our equals. Now, I know because this is now not 10, it is 2 lots of 10. So I'm going to go 6 2s. 6 2s are 12, and I'm going to put down my 0. I know that 6 20s are 120. If I was not so sure, I could break this into 2 10s, and I could go 6 10s. 6 10s are 60, plus 6 10s are 60, which equals 120. So I could have broken it up further if I wanted to. But because I know that 6 2s are 12, and I add my 0 again, I know 6 20s are 120. 6 2s, we just spoke about it then, are 12. I'm going to put my 12 down. Now I'm going to add them again, together again. I know that when I'm looking at the units, I've got 2 units there, because 0 plus 2 is 2. I'm looking at my 10s. I know 2 plus 1 is 3. And I know that I've only got 100, so I've got 132. So 6 times 22 is 132. So it makes it a little bit easier. So what I'm doing is I'm just looking at this number. I'm breaking down this number into a 0 number, because working with a 0 number is so much easier. Working with the 0 number to times is so much easier. Then I'm making sure I'm multiplying my 6 with the unit that's still there, this number here, and then I'm getting my next number, which I'm adding together to get to my answer. So that is level 2. Let's have a quick little look at level 3. So level 3, we're looking at two numbers. Sorry, we're looking at numbers with 100. So let's quickly make up one. Let's say we're going to do, let's do 6 times 123. Let's do that. So now I'm going to break this up into 100, into a 20, and into a 3. So let's now write those out. So 6 times 100, 6 times 20, and 6 times 3. So I've got my 100 here, my 20 here, and my 3. It still is 123, but I've just written it in a very different way. So let's have a little go at that. Well, easy. 6 times 100 is 600. 6 times 20, we know it's 120. 6 times 3, well, I know if I went here and I did 6 times 3, it would be 18. So I'm going to write 18. Now, because this is a little bit tricky to add up over here, I can do a vertical algorithm to quickly add these up. So I'm going to start with my units. 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus 2 plus 1 is 3. 6 plus 1 is 7. My answer is 783. And that is how I would write it when I'm doing my level 3 sheet. And there's an example there so you can see what's going on. Let's do another one just to make sure we've got this right. Okay, I'm going to do, let's do 4 times 200, and let's do 18. So I've got a 200, I've got a 10, and I've got an 8. Let's have a little look. Let's rewrite it. 4 times 200, 4 times 10, and 4 times 8. I've done the 200, the 10, and the 8, and I've multiplied them all by the 4. Let's do our equal signs. 4 2s are 8 and 2 zeros. So I know that 4 200s is 800. I know that 4 10s, nice and easy, 40. And I know 4 8s. I would go back to this if I didn't know my 4 8s, but I know that 4 8s are 32. So I'm going to write 32. And I'm going to do my vertical algorithm. I'm going to start with the units. 0, 0, 2. 0, 4 and 3 is 7. And 8 is sitting by itself, so I know the answer is 872. So here is a very large number that's got to be multiplied by another number, and I can make this much easier. So you have got 5 to do. They're only multiplications, so have a go at that, and that is the 3 level. Good luck with that. I hope you enjoy it.